everyone. In this presentation, we will delve into the topic of inclusive leadership. Our goal is to explore the critical aspects of inclusive leadership, focusing on its defining traits, the specific behaviors exhibited by inclusive leaders, and how these elements collectively shape and transform organizational culture. This learning object offers an in-depth exploration of inclusive leadership, focusing on its defining traits, behaviors, and impact on organizational culture. By following this session, you will gain valuable insights into the characteristics of inclusive leaders, the behaviors they exhibit, and their transformative effect on fostering diversity, equity, and inclusion within their teams and organizations. At the end of the presentation, you will be able to apply inclusive leadership in practice. This session will also focus on how to integrate inclusive behaviors in practical scenarios, demonstrating how they contribute to an organizational culture prioritizing equality and inclusion. Before we dive into the content, let's establish some key terms that will guide our discussion today. Transformative leadership. A leadership style where the leader inspires and motivates team members to exceed expectations and change for the better the social status quo. Transformative leadership. A leadership style where the leader inspires and motivates the team members to exceed expectations and change for the better the social status quo. It is a theory where leaders and followers work beyond their immediate self-interest to identify needed change, creating a vision to guide the change through influence, inspiration, and executing the change in partnership with committed members of a group. This causes significant change in individuals and social systems. It creates a vision for positive development and drives organizational change by fostering an environment of trust, collaboration, and innovation. Transformational leaders are often passionate and charismatic visionaries, inspiring followers to achieve higher levels of performance by attending to their needs and appealing to their values and beliefs rather than influencing them with external rewards. Behaviors. The specific actions and attitudes displayed by leaders that promote inclusiveness, such as active listening, empathy, cultural competence, and advocacy for marginalized groups. Organizational impact. The overall effect that inclusive leadership has on an organization, including increased employee engagement, innovation, productivity, and a positive corporate reputation. We will explore the pivotal role of inclusive leadership in driving organizational change. Inclusive leadership is essential in creating a culture that values diversity and promotes inclusion. We will examine how empathy, authenticity, and a cultural competence are crucial traits for leaders in diverse settings. Next, we will delve into the defining traits of inclusive leaders. We will identify the key characteristics that distinguish inclusive leaders, such as visible commitment, humility, and curiosity about others. Following this, we will analyze the specific behaviors and actions of inclusive leaders. This section will focus on how inclusive leaders practice active listening, advocate for marginalized groups, and create psychologically safe environments. In sections 9 and 10, we will highlight the transformative impact of inclusive leadership on organizational culture. We will discuss how inclusive leadership promotes psychological safety, fosters employee engagement, and drives innovation. We will then move on to practical strategies for developing and enhancing inclusive leadership skills. Here, you will learn actionable strategies to enhance your inclusive leadership capabilities and foster a more inclusive workplace. Finally, we will summarize key takeaways in reinforcing the critical insights from our discussion and encouraging you to apply these principles in your own leadership roles. Inclusive leadership is essential for fostering a dynamic workplace where diversity thrives and innovation flourishes, crucial for business success. By emphasizing empathy, authenticity, and cultural competence, inclusive leaders drive meaningful change and set the stage for sustained success. This type of leadership goes beyond traditional authority, linking closely with diversity, equity, and inclusion principles. Inclusive leaders are aware of their biases and demonstrating humility and empathy significantly influence their organization's adaptability and performance. Studies show that inclusive leadership can make a 70% difference in whether individuals feel included, boosting engagement, collaboration, and overall performance. Such leaders create environments where all employees feel valued and respected, driving innovation and achieving long term competitive advantage. Inclusive leadership is indispensable in fostering an organizational culture that values diversity and promotes inclusion. It goes beyond traditional notions of authority. An inclusive leader needs to develop three crucial traits in order to drive organizational change. He needs to emphasize empathy, authenticity, and cultural competence. These are essential for effective leadership in diverse settings. Empathy allows leaders to understand and share the feelings of their team members, creating a supportive environment that encourages open communication and trust. Authenticity ensures that leaders are genuine and amp their actions, which builds credibility and fosters a trust within the team. Finally, cultural competence involves understanding and navigating cultural differences, which is crucial in today's globalized business environments. By integrating these traits, inclusive leaders can drive significant organizational change, creating a more inclusive and equitable workplace. This approach not only improves employee morale and engagement, but also enhances innovation and decision making by leveraging mixed perspectives. As a result, inclusive leadership is pivotal in adapting to distinct markets, meeting the varied needs of customers, and maintaining a competitive edge in the global marketplace. In addition to empathy, authenticity, and cultural competence, inclusive leaders share a cluster of 6 signature traits that distinguish them from other leaders. Visible commitment, humility, awareness of bias, curiosity, cultural intelligence, and effective collaboration. These traits enable leaders to connect deeply with different individuals, foster a culture of fairness, and drive systemic changes within their organizations. For example, humility in leadership involves acknowledging one's vulnerabilities and seeking feedback, which can enhance employees' sense of inclusion by up to 25%. The defining traits of inclusive leaders are the following: visible commitment. Inclusive leaders articulate a genuine commitment to diversity and challenges the status quo by making diversity and inclusion a personal priority. They are proactive in their approach, constantly seeking to understand and address the unique challenges faced by their teams. This visible commitment is crucial as it sets the tone for the entire organization, demonstrating that diversity and inclusion are not just buzzwords but core values. Humility. Inclusive leaders are modest about their capabilities, admit mistakes, and create space for others to contribute. Humility encourages an environment where employees feel comfortable sharing their ideas and feedback. For example, a leader might openly discuss their leadership assessments and ask for input on how they can improve. This behavior fosters a culture of continuous learning and development. Awareness of bias. Inclusive leaders show awareness of personal blind spots and systemic biases and work hard to ensure meritocracy. Inclusive leaders are conscious of the biases that can influence their decisions and actively work to mitigate these biases. For instance, they might implement structured decision making processes that minimize the influence of personal biases, ensuring fair and equitable outcomes for all employees. Curiosity about others. Inclusive leaders demonstrate an open mindset and deep curiosity about others, listen without judgment, and seek to understand those around them. This trait involves actively seeking out distinct perspectives and being open to new ideas and viewpoints. Inclusive leaders engage in meaningful conversations with their team members, showing genuine interest in their experiences and insights. Cultural intelligence. Inclusive leaders are attentive to others' cultures and adapt as required. Cultural intelligence involves understanding and respecting the cultural differences that exist within a team and leveraging these differences to enhance team performance. Inclusive leaders are skilled at navigating cross cultural interactions, ensuring that all team members feel valued and included. Cultural competence and cultural intelligence, though often used interchangeably, have distinct differences. Cultural competence refers to an individual's ability to understand, appreciate, and interact effectively with people from different cultures. While cultural intelligence, on the other hand, is a more specific capability that involves the ability to function and manage effectively in culturally diverse settings. Effective collaboration. Inclusive leaders empower others, pay attention to diversity of thinking and psychological safety, and focus team on cohesion. Inclusive leaders understand the importance of fostering a collaborative environment where all team members feel safe to share their ideas and contribute to the team's success. They encourage open communication, actively seek out different perspectives, and create an environment where everyone feels heard and respected. The behaviors of inclusive leaders are critical in manifesting their inclusive principles. Active listening, advocating for marginalized groups, and creating psychologically safe environments are some of the tangible ways inclusive leadership is practiced daily. Leaders who are effective collaborators empower their teams, pay attention to heterogeneous thinking, and focus on building team cohesion. By demonstrating these behaviors, leaders can significantly enhance employee engagement and foster a culture of innovation. The most effective behaviors and actions of inclusive leaders are active listening. Inclusive leaders prioritize listening to their team members, valuing their input and making them feel heard. Active listening involves not only hearing the words spoken but also understanding the emotions and intentions behind them. This practice builds trust and shows employees that their opinions are valued. Advocating for marginalized groups. They actively support and advocate for unrepresented groups within the organization, ensuring their voices are heard and their contributions valued. This might involve creating mentorship programs, sponsoring diversity initiatives, or speaking up against discriminatory practices. Creating psychologically safe environments. Leaders foster an atmosphere where team members feel safe to express their ideas and take risks without fear or negative consequences. Psychological safety is crucial for innovation as it encourages employees to share their unique perspectives and experiment with new ideas without the fear of failure. Empowering teams. Effective collaboration involves empowering team members to take ownership of their work and contribute to the team's success. Inclusive leaders delegate responsibilities and trust their team members to deliver high quality results. This empowerment fosters a sense of autonomy and accountability, leading to higher levels of engagement and productivity. Encouraging diverse thinking. Inclusive leaders understand the value of diversified thinking and actively seek out different perspectives. They create opportunities for team members to share their ideas and challenge the status quo. This approach not only leads to more innovative solutions, but also ensures that all voices are heard and valued. Building team cohesion. Fostering a sense of belonging is imperative for building a cohesive team. Inclusive leaders prioritize team building activities and create opportunities for team members to connect on a personal level. This cohesion enhances collaboration and creates a supportive work environment. Inclusive leadership shapes organizational culture by promoting psychological safety, employee engagement, and innovation. It creates an environment where employees feel safe to express ideas and take risks, fostering creativity. Inclusive leaders build trust and encourage diverse perspectives, enhancing adaptability and resilience. Research shows that organizations with inclusive leaders have higher employee engagement, increased productivity, and lower turnover rates. They drive innovation by integrating diverse perspectives and are better equipped to navigate global market complexities, effectively connecting with different customer bases. Now we will delve more into the single transformative impacts inclusive leadership. Promoting psychological safety. Creating an environment where employees feel safe to take risks and share their ideas without fear of retribution is essential for fostering innovation. Psychological safety encourages employees to think creatively and challenge the status quo, leading to more innovative solutions and improved organizational performance. Fostering employee engagement. Inclusive leaders who prioritize building trust and encouraging diverse perspectives can significantly enhance employee engagement. Engaged employees are more productive, committed, and likely to stay within the organization, reducing turnover rates and associated costs. Driving innovation. By bringing together mixed perspectives, inclusive leaders can drive innovation and inspire new ideas. Diverse teams are better equipped to identify and solve complex problems, leading to more effective and innovative solutions. Enhancing organizational adaptability. Inclusive leadership enhances an organization's adaptability and resilience in the face of market changes. Organizations with inclusive leaders are better equipped to navigate the complexities of global markets and effectively connect with varied customer bases. Building a positive corporate reputation. Organizations that prioritize inclusive leadership are seen as more ethical and socially responsible, which enhances their corporate reputation. A positive reputation attracts top talent, fosters customer loyalty, and improves stakeholder relations. Ensuring long term success. Inclusive leadership is essential for ensuring long term success in today's globalized and interconnected world. Organizations that prioritize diversity and inclusion are better positioned to adapt to changing market dynamics and achieve sustainable growth. Developing inclusive leadership skills require a commitment to continuous learning and self reflection. Leaders can enhance their inclusive capabilities by seeking feedback, engaging in ongoing education on diversity and inclusion, and practicing empathy and perspective taking. Organization can support this development by integrating inclusive leadership into competency models, performance management systems, and leadership development programs. Practical strategies include holding leaders accountable for inclusive behaviors, providing cultural competence training, and creating opportunities for leaders to engage with diverse groups. Let's dive through some of these strategies. Seeking feedback. Regularly seek feedback on inclusive behaviors from peers, subordinates, and mentors to identify improvement areas and develop inclusive practices. Continuous education. Engage in ongoing training on diversity, equity, and inclusion through workshops, seminars, and courses to stay informed about best practices. Practicing empathy and perspective taking. Understand and appreciate others' experiences by actively listening, asking questions, and showing genuine concern for team members. Performance management. Link key performance indicators to inclusive behaviors and diversity outcomes, holding leaders accountable for fostering an inclusive culture. Leadership development programs. Integrate inclusive leadership skills into leadership development programs with formal assessments, personalized plans, and real world practice opportunities. Encouraging self reflection. Engage in regular self reflection through journaling, seeking feedback, and participate in exercises focused on diversity and inclusion to assess and improve inclusive behaviors. Inclusive leadership actively promotes and values diversity within organizations. Leaders who show commitment, humility, bias, awareness, curiosity, cultural intelligence, and collaboration can create a culture that drives innovation, enhances employee engagement, and ensures long term success. To develop inclusive skills, leaders should seek feedback, pursue continuous education, practice empathy, and integrate inclusive leadership into performance and development programs. Organizations can support this through diverse engagement opportunities, cultural competence training, and embedding inclusive values. In conclusion, this presentation emphasized the importance of inclusive leadership for organizational success. Key points include the traits and behaviors of inclusive leaders and their transformative impact on culture. By internalizing these insights and committing to action, participants can drive positive change and create inclusive workplaces. Reflect on how to apply these principles in your own leadership roles to foster a valued and respected environment for everyone. Here you can find the list of references. Thank you.